Morning, everyone. So we heard from Kaustubh. Thank you, Kaustubh, for such a brilliant talk, and thank you for committing to the city and committing to what we've been trying to do, and thank you for appreciating the efforts what we've been trying to do here. And thank you for all the people who've come from different cities, different states. Nashik is a beautiful city. We welcome you once again to the city. I'll keep it short and sweet in terms of why Nashik is a hotbed for you to set up your startup in the city, build in the city, test in the city, and how it works. I am a founder of a company called Winjit Technologies. We are now almost 1,200 people, out of which 1,000 people are in Nashik. We export to some 40 odd countries, but predominantly, though we were a tier 2 city, we survived and thrived when there was a lot which was happening in larger cities. Why we were able to survive and thrive in a city like Nashik was lower attrition. The quality of life was beautiful. I could still work 16 hours and spend only 10 minutes to travel, and I still spend 10 minutes to travel back home. It does not take a lot of my time to travel a lot. So the city allows you to do a lot more as compared to any other cities. The quality of life is beautiful. I think one biggest advantage in a tier 2 or a tier 3 city to build a business is if you see the first two rows of people, there are people who are available and accessible. Yesterday you saw the divisional collector, the commissioner, accessible. If you go to a city like Bombay, Pune, Bangalore, you would not have more than, you would have to go through at least 7 levels or 10 levels to even have a 1 minute meeting with them. This city allows you to kind of transact and do business and talk to them right away. Gentlemen like Ramesh Raskar, whom we would spend $10,000 or $20,000 for a 10-minute talk to listen to him in a place like Bombay or Bangalore, and he spent 3 days of his valuable time here. I'm just giving a few examples. So a small city allows you to thrive and operate as compared to a larger city, and the city is open for business. We as entrepreneurs from the city will allow you to operate and support you in the city in whatever format it is required. And I'm raising that hand. We talked about a fund being set up by the government. But there are a lot of angel investors in the city. You can reach out to Rishabh, you can reach out to whoever is organizing Kumbhathon, and they'll connect you to the right angel investors, subject to you doing something in the city. What I mean by subject to you doing something in the city is, number one, if you're setting up your base in the city, you want to test your product in the city, you want to do something for the city or operate in the city, we'll be happy to support you in whatever format, including funding. I call the city as a sandbox. You will always have heard about the software sandbox. Somebody asked about the hotel industry, etc. I say the city is a sandbox. Why the city is a sandbox? You want to test a product. You want to test your theses. You want to do some research, etc. You should be able to do it in a much, much faster and simpler format in the city. We'll be able to connect you to the right industry people. You will meet a lot of people from the industry throughout the day, during the day. People from Nashik Citizen Forum are there. People from other places are also going to be there. People from the hotel industry is going to be there. We've invited all the industry associations in the next 2 days, and they're going to be here, and you can talk to them individually. You'll have to reach out, you'll have to get out of a chair, speak to them, etc. But that's how the city allows you to innovate. So that's why a tier 2 city is important as compared to a tier 1, which we mentioned. And Kaustubh also mentioned that how a tier 1 city will not see the appetite. And I was speaking to Ramesh yesterday, and I gave a classical example. Nashik is slightly difficult to travel. It is much more comfortable now with airport connectivity, travel, etc. But still slightly more difficult to travel. But once you have taken the leap of faith to travel to the city, we adopt you. We'll do whatever is required for you to operate and survive in this city and support you in our means, whatever we can do for you. I think what is important, I'll give you 3 or 4 areas which is very important in the city. One is agriculture. Pune at some point of time was the food capital of Maharashtra, but Nashik is now the grape capital. In jest we say the nation cries if Nashik farmers decide to do something with onions. So that's how difficult it is. Tomatoes, onions, grapes. I don't know the number, but somebody can tell me at least 2,000 containers minimum plus. Containers, each container is 40 tons, is exported out of the city. So just imagine the number of grapes exported, and I believe 10 times of the size of grapes would be consumed in the country. So that just shows you the size of the city. spiritual capital. We talked about the Kumbh Mela, but the Kumbh Mela is not only one activity. You can test your theses before the Kumbh Mela in multiple different things. There are a million people who visit Trimbakeshwar during the Savan month. We have the Wari, we have Shirdi. Shirdi, I heard, I was reading about Oyo. Oyo had maximum booking on Shirdi, 900% increased booking of Oyo rooms were done in Shirdi as compared to last year on the New Year's evening. So imagine the number of people wanting to visit for spiritual tourism. And Nashik is all across. Nashik is we've got Shirdi, Trimbakeshwar, we've got the Kumbh Mela happening, we've got Vani Devi, we've got so many other important places which allows you to do that. The third is tourism. Every weekend Nashik is sold out. Every weekend, every farmhouse, every hotel is sold out in the city. That means people are loving the city, people loving the weather, people come in for a weekend, etc. And the connectivity is only going to increase over a period of time. So that creates opportunities for startups to innovate and build solutions on top of it. So that's the third area. And of course, the whole era is about AI. So I believe with AI coming in place and people like Ramesh and MIT and everyone committing their time, okay, one is you get capital, which we are getting commitment from the government. As Nashik Entrepreneurs, we are committing. If you're a startup, we are happy to invest. That's the second commitment. Okay. The third is the talent availability and the mentorship availability is also there in the city. Okay. So in a nutshell, this is what I would like to talk about. Happy to take any questions, anything what I can help you with. I'm available for some time during the day. There are a lot of other entrepreneurs who are available. Please go and talk to them and we'll be happy to help you in whatever format we can. Welcome once again to Nashik and thank you for taking the efforts of coming to Nashik.